morning, people. I'm here at the March for Palestine because, as I said before, staying silent on this issue is not an option. But today I'm here to listen. Because let's be clear, this is not a discussion about whether the government of Israel is violating the rights of the people of Palestine. It is a question of how much our governments in the UK and in the West are willing to support them in doing so. Because Western governments, including the UK, have given their full support to the government of Israel. And they say they're doing this because they stand against terrorism, they stand with the Israeli people, they stand with Jewish people. We even had Rishi Sunak doing this.
The United Kingdom stands with Israel against this terrorism today, tomorrow, and always. And let me also say this to you. As the Jewish community here in Britain, I know that at moments like this, when the Jewish people...
He's trying to give the impression that supporting Jewish people and supporting the Israeli government while they commit ethnic cleansing against the Palestinian people are the same thing. So I decided to ask some Israeli and Jewish people what they think of that.
We are here, a group of us representing the Israeli Committee Against House Demolitions. We are the UK support group for ICAD.
Okay.
So we represent Israelis on the far left of all of them who oppose the demolition of homes, which is ethnic cleansing. We stand against Israeli apartheid policies, and we look at the roots of what is going on, and that is settler colonialism. We've got to get to a genuine peace process. That type of work can't happen until the ceasefire and things die down again. But it is essential. So we're here to stand in solidarity with the people in Gaza who are suffering so terribly, the people, the Palestinians in the West Bank, who are also being hunted down now if they raise their voices.
Thank you very much. Because there's this idea that everybody, it's an Israeli versus Palestinian thing, but you're Israeli and you're fundamentally against what's happening.
Absolutely. We are pro-human rights. That is what we have always said. We are not pro-Israeli, we are not pro-Palestinian, we are pro-human rights. Bring it all back to that. That's the only way you're going to get real resolution.
Hi, Andre. Who are you and why are you here?
So I'm an NHS doctor. I'm originally from the States. I am Jewish. I have been horrified by what's been happening in Israel-Palestine for decades now. This is a question of right and wrong. You have 2.3 million people who are being collectively punished for the sins of Hamas. It was awful what they did. 1,400 Israelis, something like that, were killed during that attack. And it is, it was an awful atrocity, and we cannot use that and to justify that to bring a war crime on Gaza, on the people of Gaza. They have not had free and fair elections in Gaza for 16-something years. You cannot collectively punish these people. This is awful. There's never been a military solution to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, and we're seeing that again right now. So we have a choice. Do we continue down this path of continued occupation, continued settler violence, pogroms happening in the West Bank, and then the collective punishment of 2.3 million people in Gaza? Or what is the end game here? The only solution to this is a peaceful diplomatic effort, a ceasefire immediately, and then bring all of the people together to try to prevent this from ever happening again. This is awful. We're talking about the facts here. 5,000 people have died, more than that, in the last 2 weeks. We need that to end. We can't do this every few years.
And when you say 5,000 people, you mean in both?
Oh yeah. No, we're talking about the Israelis that have been killed. We're talking about the Palestinians that have been killed. Like, what are we doing here? In continuing to support this, there's only one way to end this, and that is a negotiated settlement that gives Palestinians the right of self-determination. That's something that Jewish people fought for millennia. And so I'm here in support of a free Palestine because there's no way that Israel is going to have security without a Palestinian state. Our futures are entwined. We have to stop fighting. We have to find a way. We're going to hate each other for a long time, but we have to find a way to stop fighting.
I'm Marion Roberts.
Marion Roberts.
From Jewish Voice for Labour.
And why are you here?
Because we're so appalled at the treatment of the war against the Palestinians that's happening at the moment. The number of deaths, the bombings, Rishi Sunak teaming up with Netanyahu saying, we want to win.
Yeah.
What does winning mean? Does it mean genocide? Does it mean total ethnic cleansing?
So when Rishi Sunak cosplays as a Jewish person while supporting ethnic cleansing, he's not fighting against anti-Semitism, he's fueling it. Now, hate crime in the UK against Muslim and Jewish people is going through the roof. So I want you to imagine what it must be like to be a Muslim person in the UK watching the UK Prime Minister say this to the Israeli Prime Minister while he's committing ethnic cleansing against the Palestinian people.
And we also want you to win.
Thank you.
Which is why I had to speak to the people at the sharp end of that stick.
When Rishi Sunak says we, there is no we. The British people, he does not speak for us. We did not vote him in. He doesn't have our vote. He doesn't have anything from us, not our backing. There is no we when he says we. We do not stand with him. We stand with the people of Palestine, the people of Gaza. Everything should be stopped. If he's speaking for the British people, he should be saying Israel needs to stop.
Where are you guys from?
We're from London.
London. And born and raised. And how does it feel to watch Rishi Sunak on TV talking to Benjamin Netanyahu and watching him say we want you to win whilst he commits ethnic cleansing against people of Palestine?
It's disgusting, and it's really frustrating for us. For no matter how many protests we go to, it feels like our voices are not being heard. The UK government is standing with Israel, but we are not. As the UK citizens, we are all standing with Palestine. And for years and 75 years, this has been going on. It's not a situation just now. It's been happening.
We don't believe in hate for Jews. We believe in peace for everyone, all of us. And us protesting, hopefully one day it will change things. But at the end of the day, what we find, like Rishi Sunak, what he's saying, we find absolutely disgusting. We don't agree with him. We will keep protesting no matter what they say. We wear the Palestinian flags on our back. Whether they make it illegal, we're going to keep protesting.
We're going to keep protesting.
We're going to keep going.
Anything else you want to say?
No. Free Palestine!
Free Palestine!
How does it feel to watch Rishi Sunak say we will stand with you when he's talking to Benjamin Netanyahu?
It's disappointing, but at the same time, I completely expected it. It doesn't seem to stand with the people.
Now you'll understand why I had to hide the identity of the next person that I'm about to show you, because otherwise they simply won't be able to get home. As a Palestinian, how does it feel watching him say things like, we want you to win, to Netanyahu?
It just feels dehumanizing. I guess the whole war just kind of showed people's perspectives. They really see Arabs and Palestinians specifically as genuine animals, and that was the word that they used several times, and there were officials that have used that term. So it's dehumanizing. It's kind of like, 3,000 losses at 3,000. Was it 3,500 dead? I believe at this point.
Yeah.
3,000 something dead at this side, but that's just casualties. And then when they talk about the other side, they feel for them and they understand. So it feels like one life is more important than the other, I guess.
That's fucking true. And why are you here right now?
I was actually visiting the UK, and I'm essentially stuck because all the airports essentially leading to the West Bank are completely closed off, and to get an actual ticket, it's almost impossible. That's why I'm essentially stuck. A lot of my family, most of my family, all of my friends are back home. And I also just got news that someone from my family got shot in the stomach in the West Bank 3 days ago. But because I'm away from home, I'm not kind of processing it. But it's really sad and it's really worrying. And I feel like I need to do something because I feel the guilt that I'm not with them back home right now. So was killed in the West Bank. And I think obviously all cameras and lights are on Gaza right now because children, countless people are dying. But it is important to keep in mind that even though this rhetoric and this excuse of Hamas versus Israel is being used, people in the West Bank are currently dying. The West Bank, Hamas has no control over whatsoever. My relative is like 17 years old. There is no reason for him to get shot in the stomach. They were essentially raiding cities. Hamas has nothing there. So why is the West Bank also under attack? Since 2023, we have had the most casualties, children killed in the West Bank. So why is it that that's going on if it's about Hamas? That's completely different territory. It's just a story of an oppressor and an oppressed, nothing more. Everyone else saying anything else is essentially just trying to justify genocide and an ethnic cleansing of my people. But yeah.
By the way, how old are you, by the way?
I am 23.
As has already been said, what the hell are we doing? I'm Femi. This has been F Politics. Have a great week.